Hello and welcome to Love Advice TV. My name is Coach Adrian and I wanted to do a video to try to explore your ex's behavior. Many times people reach out to me confused, not understanding why their ex is breaking up with them, yet saying nice things to them. And this is a pattern that I've seen over many, many years. People all over the world who are confused by a hot and cold behavior from an ex. One client in particular that I was coaching just a couple of days ago was really confused because on one hand, her boyfriend was telling her that she was the one for him, that he had never felt and experienced love like this before, that she was his best friend, but that they needed to go their separate ways, that he needed space, that he really was not fulfilled and happy, and so he didn't want her to wait for him. And she was quite confused by that, because on one hand, this person is telling you they don't want to be with you, they don't want you to wait for them, and on the other, they're telling you that you are special, that they love you in a way that they don't love anyone else, and that perhaps you could even get back together in the future, but don't wait for me. So why is an ex acting this way, and how can you make sense of it all? This is the topic that we will explore in this video. A lot of times, I tell clients in coaching sessions, remember that it is possible that your ex's heart is telling him one thing or telling her one thing, but that their head is telling them another. A breakup is often a very selfish act, where one person feels like it is in their best interest to end the relationship because they're no longer happy, because they no longer believe that they can be happy moving forward in this relationship. But just because they're not happy doesn't mean that they don't have strong feelings and emotions. And that's why it's possible to be broken up with by someone who's highly emotional, even crying and distraught at the time of the breakup. So then the question becomes, if you are so distraught, if you're so emotional, why are you breaking up with me? Why can't we just try to make this work? And although this may sound very rational, the reality is that they have convinced themselves that it's not possible. And that is why they're expressing so much pain and so much grief over the loss of something that they hoped would become a long-term healthy relationship, but that they feel has run its course. So that explains also why someone can say they don't love you anymore and yet act jealous or possessive after a breakup. I see this happen quite a bit. And it's important for you to not try to psychoanalyze your significant other and their behavior, because you're just going to get confused. You're going to get confused. You're going to continue to react to what they do. You're going to continue to seek their validation and their reassurance. And in the process, you're going to push them away. They're going to see you as less of a valuable potential partner because they're going to sense desperation in your behavior, where you're now putting yourself in a position where you're trying to convince them of something that they don't want to be convinced of. So when thinking about your ex's behavior, I would recommend that you don't spend too much time actually diving deep to try to understand why they act the way that they're acting. And instead, choose to focus on what you can control. Choose to focus on the things that you can do to quickly bounce back. Because the more you do that, the less likely you are to be triggered by their behavior, by this breadcrumbing that they may throw your way, or by the complete change of behavior that you may see in someone that you feel like you knew, but that you don't know anymore. The difference is real. The relationship is no longer what it used to be. And so you cannot hope to look at them through the same lens and to have the same expectations as to how they should behave after a separation has occurred. Trust me, if you focus on the things that you can control, their behaviors will change over time. The reality of one moment is not the reality of another. That's why this person who is madly in love with you could then be looking at you telling you they don't have feelings anymore. Ultimately, it can be very disempowering to just focus on what they're doing. And that's why I continuously urge you to focus on those things that you can control. I've actually created a video, a free gift, called The 10 Mistakes to Avoid Post-Breakup. And focusing on your ex's behavior is precisely one of those mistakes. If you want to learn more about those 10 mistakes to make sure that you avoid them, click on the link below, and you will discover what not to do after a breakup in order to maximize your chances of success and to rebuild the type of relationship that you truly want with this person that you love. Ultimately, though, you need to be a little bit detached from the outcome. Otherwise, you're constantly going to be turning to your significant other and trying to read the tea leaves and to try to figure out exactly where they're at, if they still have feelings for you or not. And you're just going to be putting them on a pedestal and seeking their validation. And that's not a winning recipe, trust me. We've explored this at length in other videos, but today I just wanted to make sure that you were able to make sense of your ex's confusing behavior and that you understood a little bit why your ex can feel hot and cold. The reality is that there's going to be times where they miss you, where they feel like they've made a mistake. And there's going to be other times where you see them living their best life, either through social media, or you hear it through the grapevine, through mutual friends, or at a social gathering, and you feel like they don't care anymore. But the reality is that it's not about them, it's about you. And it's about how you choose to move forward after this breakup. Where are you going to invest your energies? How are you going to turn this into a positive catalyst to help you become a better version of yourself? That's what our philosophy is all about. And that's what I encourage you to focus on instead of looking at your ex and their behavior. Again, if you want deeper insights into what not to do to maximize your chances of success, check out my free video below. If you have questions, concerns, if you want to explore this topic more deeply, feel free to leave a comment and we will interact with you and we'll try to provide you with a little bit of guidance to meet your needs. My name is Coach Adrian. This is what I do. I provide guidance and advice for people that are trying to bounce back after a breakup. I thank you for your trust, and I look forward to connecting with you again on Love Advice TV for another video. Take good care.